An altered state of consciousness promises a deeper reality, an opening into the unknown, mysteries which could give purpose or significance or explanation and understanding to our lives. The state of consciousness we want altered is our present awareness of our own existence, our sensations, our thoughts and surroundings, how we see life. Boil it down, and what we are trying to alter is our perception of reality. We reference what we encounter against the content of our consciousness, and so form our perception. It is like the blind men who felt an elephant. They each just felt one part. They interpreted what they felt against what they knew. One thought an elephant to be like a tree trunk, another a rope, and so on. That became their perception of an elephant. Their perception came out of the content of their consciousness. Perception, content, and consciousness are intertwined. Some people have a simple and uncomplicated perception of life. Others have an intellectually cumbersome and complicated perception. Our perception is formed by the content of our consciousness. Consciousness is content, and content is consciousness. Abstract and complicated content, or simple and easy to comprehend content, differ in complexity, not in function. Altering our state of consciousness lies in altering the content. That is the basis of it. The simple reality in plain view is missed through complicated thinking and analysis and intellectual to and froing. There is no great deep mystery to altering our state of consciousness. It is available to anyone. Changing the content of our consciousness alters the state of our consciousness automatically. As a basic example, if we fill ourselves with positive thoughts, positive imaginings, we will have a positive state of consciousness. The same for negativity. It alters the state of consciousness and the perception of whatever it is. It comes about by a change of focus and thereby a change of content, thereby an altered state of consciousness. So much theoretical and hypothetical research has been done and written up about altering one's state of consciousness. It now appears to be so mysterious that only the most advanced minds or spiritual practitioners can grasp it, if at all. It has moved into the realm of myth. Intellectual complications, layered over its natural simplicity, have made it appear otherworldly and inaccessible. Hoping to experience the unknown, people go to extraordinary lengths to alter their state of consciousness. Sometimes they take part in primitive cultural rituals mixed with hallucinogenic substances, or maybe just the hallucinogenic substances. Taking psychotropic drugs, that is, drugs that alter perception, mood, cognition, and behavior, allow us to experience the content of our consciousness differently through our physical and mental senses being heightened. But still, in the end, it is an intoxicated content of consciousness being experienced, a distorted rather than clearer state. It has far-reaching drawbacks. People struggling with facing harsh reality alter their state by consuming alcohol. It dulls their mind. The blurry, desensitized state blots out thoughts they cannot handle. It has the danger of hidden content of their consciousness rising to the surface and being enacted without caution or restraint, but with later regret. There are mass consciousness content-altering events. Some types of religious rituals or mass political rallies are designed to bring about changes in content of the mass consciousness, and so a change in perception. One of the biggest general and destructive consciousness-altering influences in the modern human experience is the news. The news, by its nature, is negative. Negative social media, special interest groups like the government or other control-hungry groups using mass media to enter our consciousness, to change our perception. It weakens us through fear. Then it manipulates us. Be wary of the news. There is a science to how the content of our consciousness reacts to certain information to change our perception. It is largely used by people or groups with an agenda. The village gossip often knows how to insert information and stir up trouble, setting people against each other. These same tactics work on a grand scale as people vie for power in politics, business, and religion. Vie to alter the content of our consciousness, and so our state of consciousness, and so our perception, and so our ability to see for ourselves. Altered states of consciousness are not the province of mysterious forces. Removing your attention from the hype, it is easy to see that it is the content that is being altered, and the rest follows. Consciousness is content, and content is consciousness. Bear in mind that consciousness is just a description of a natural occurring condition. It is not something mysterious in itself. To experience an altered state of consciousness, we can alter the content and the way we focus on the content. Psychedelics and alcohol have vastly different effects on the same person. One results in hyperstimulation, the other in desensitizing and dulling down. Sexual arousal and deep meditation are different states of consciousness. One is intensely physical and outward-looking, and the other is deeply inward-looking and non-physical. Focus is the key to changing one's state. Most people's attention requires repetitive and concentrated effort for any conscious change to happen. Nonetheless, focus for any length of time, and we will start to experience an altered state of consciousness. It is the nature of things, and it happens naturally all the time. This altered state will expand if our attention is maintained, and that will alter our experience and perception of life. But first, be aware and understand what the follow-on will be to what one is focusing on. You are setting something in motion. What is it you are seeking in altering your state of consciousness? If it is escape from the reality of life, be careful not to get lost. If it is thrills you seek, remain aware that they have an opposite, which will be experienced as we live in a world of duality, which is always in the process of balancing itself. If it is ultimate reality you are seeking, focus on your own inner being. Make that the content of your consciousness. After all, it is the only reality.